students. Good morning everyone. Hope you all are following the previous classes. So in our last class we have started the topic movements. So in the unit 1 we have started our next topic, that is movement. So what is movements? Movements are the familiar terms which are used to find out the values in the frequency distribution. So basically movements refers to the average of the deviations to the certain raised to the certain power. So there are two types of movements, right? So by the definition of movements, the deviations may be either taken from the arithmetic mean or any point. So if the movements, if you are considering the movement about any point A, those are called as the non-central movements. So in the last class we have studied about the non-central movements. So that means the movement about the any point is called a non-central movement, and the rth non-central movement, it is denoted with mu r dash and is given as 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi minus a whole over r. So if you are considering any constant a for the deviations, those are called the non-central movements. And under non-central movements, if a equals to 0, then those non-central movements are called as the raw movements. They are called as raw movements or the movements about the origin. So under the movements about origin, mu r dash is given as 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi power r. If a equals to 0, obviously we will get xi power r. So these are the raw movements. So under raw movements, always the first raw movement, that is mu1 dash, is nothing but the mean. So remember, the first raw movement or the movement about the origin is its mean. So this is about the origin, about the non-central movements. And suppose if you are considering mu r dash under the non-central movement, that by considering any arbitrary constant, then what is the mu1 dash value we are going to get? X bar minus mu. So this is the value for the mu1 dash. If a equals to 0, directly we get mean value as mu1 dash. If a equals to any particular value, then mu1 dash equals to x bar minus mu. Now this is the mean. In this way we can find out the mean. So x bar minus a, here we are considering a constant a, right? So x bar minus a. So this is all we have learned in our previous class. Now under the central movements, now what is the central movement? If you are taking the deviations about the arithmetic mean, so arithmetic mean, it is denoted with x bar. So coming to the central movements, so central movements, these are the movements, that means the rth movement about the arithmetic mean is denoted with mu r and is given as mu r equals to 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi minus x bar whole power r. So this is a notation for the central movement, the rth central movement. For suppose if you put, so here we are going to take the r values from 0, 1, 2 and so on. So always r values will be from 0, 1, 2 so on up to how many movements you are finding? If r equals to 0, so if you put r equals to 0, we are going to get the mu naught value equals to 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi minus 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into zi power r. So for non-central movements we will be writing di, and for the central movements the deviation is given as zi. So this is the rth central movement. Now we will be writing r equals to 0. By putting r equals to 0, we will be getting the mu naught value 1 by n summation fi xi into xi minus x bar whole power r. We took r value as 0. Now 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into anything power 0 is 1. So what is summation fi? Summation fi is nothing but the total frequency, that is 1 by n into summation fi is also n. So if n and n gets cancelled, mu naught value is equals to 1. So in the same way, mu naught dash also we got it as 1, and mu naught value also here it is 1. Now we will put r equals to 1. If r equals to 1, now write down mu 1 value. Mu 1 is equals to 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi minus x bar whole power r is whole power 1. So we have seen in the arithmetic formula properties also, this a will be equal to 0. How? 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi, multiply this term inside, minus 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into x bar. So here 1 by n summation fi into xi is nothing but x bar minus 1 by n summation fi. Summation fi is nothing but capital N. So n and summation fi gets cancelled. X bar minus x bar. So which implies that mu 1 value is equals to 0. So always mu naught value is 1 and mu 1 value is equals to 0. That is, the first central movement is always equals to 0. Now we will put r equals to, next r equals to 2, right? So if r equals to 2, you will be getting the second central movement as mu 2 equals to 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi minus x bar whole square. So if you observe here, which formula it is? 1 by n summation fi into xi minus x bar whole square. So this is the formula for the variance. So we have variance formula, right? While studying the standard deviation, we have seen variance. So this is the formula for variance. So mu 2 equals to variance. So what is, which letter we are going to denote with the variance? For variance we will be writing sigma square. So since sigma square equals to variance, that is 1 by n summation over I fi into xi minus x bar whole square. So always the first central movement is 0 and the second central movement is nothing but variance of that distribution. So similarly we will be getting mu 3 and mu 4 values also. Mu 3 as 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into xi minus x bar whole cube. Similarly mu 4 equals to 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n same way, how we got the mean value in terms of the central or non-central movements and the variance in terms of the central movements. Now we will see the relationship between these movements, that is relationship between non-central and central movements. Now coming to the relationship between the non-central and central movements. So here relationship means we are going to find the central movements in terms of non-central, and the second one is we are going to find the non-central in terms of central. So coming to the first relationship is we are going to find central movements in terms of non-central. That means we are going to write the central movement formula in terms of the, that means by using the non-central movements. Now very important topic, listen carefully. Now coming to the, we are going to express central in terms of non-central. So first write down by the definition of central movements. So first write down the central movements. So by the definition of central movements, what is the R, the central movement given as mu R equals to 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n Fi into xi minus x bar whole power r, where r is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this is the definition for the r, the central movement. Now here in this equation, the above equation, at this term I am going to add and subtract a value. So here all are central values I have to write in terms of non-central. So that's why non-central means you will be having any constant a. So that's why I am going to add and subtract the a value. You will be getting 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n Fi into. So here we are going to add and subtract a value. So minus a plus a minus x bar whole power r. So this one I am going to write in terms of two terms. So 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n Fi into. So first term I am writing as xi minus a, and the second term I am going to take minus common, means I will be getting x bar minus a whole power r. So this I have written in terms of two terms. Now here we know that what is xi minus a value. Since xi minus a is, we have assumed as di, right? So in our non-central movement definitions, we have assumed di equals to xi minus a, and from the note we have that, and we also know that x bar minus a is nothing but mu1 dash. Mu1 dash is equals to x bar minus a. So don't forget, this is the assumption we are going to use, that in place of xi minus a I am putting di, and in place of x bar minus a we are writing mu1 dash. So we have it from the definitions and the note points. So now what is the mu r value we are going to get now? Mu r equals to 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n Fi into, this we are writing as di minus this value I am writing as mu1 dash whole power r. So this is in the form of the x minus y whole power n expansion. So we have the expansions, right? So what is the expansion? X minus y whole power n expansion. How you will expand it? Using the NCXs, right? So first term will be x power n. So since you have minus, you will be getting expansion, we are going to expand this term, that is di minus mu1 dash whole power r. So copy it carefully. So now expand it by using the formula. So now 1 by n summation fi is as it is constant. So first write down mu r equals to this term as it is constant, that is 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi. Now open the bracket and start the expansion. So first is you will be getting x power n. So in place of x what we have? So if you are having down, just write it down. In place of x we have di. In place of y we have mu1 dash, and in place of n we have r. So remember like this. So first x power n. So in place of x we have di. So di power r. Next minus nc1, that is rc1. X power n minus 1, that is di power r minus 1, and the y value is mu1 dash. So mu1 dash power 1. So this is the second term, plus the third term is rc2 di power r minus 2 into mu1 dash whole square. Next term is minus rc3 di power r minus 3 into mu1 dash whole cube. Next is fourth term. So write at least 4 terms compulsory, because we are going to find the 4 moments. So rc4 di power r minus 4 into mu1 dash power 4. So here plus means next value will be minus. So minus, next value will be rc5 di power r minus 5 into mu1 dash power 5, plus so on up to, what is the last term we are going to get? Minus 1 power r into mu1 dash power r. So this is the value we are going to get. Now the next step, what we do? We will multiply the 1 by n summation fi inside to the terms inside. So here mu r is equals to, multiply this term to each and every term inside. So first is 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into di power r minus, first write the constant, that is rc1 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n di power r minus 1 into mu1 dash, plus next term is rc2 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into di power r minus 2 into mu1 dash square, minus the third term rc3 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into di power r minus 3 into mu1 dash cube. So next term, the fourth term is plus rc4 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n di power r minus 4 into mu1 dash power 4, minus so on up to the last term minus 1 whole power r 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n fi into mu1 dash power r. Now this is the next step. Now coming to the next step, we want different movements, right? So how we will be getting the different movements? By taking the different r values. By substituting r equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, we will be getting the first, second, third and fourth movements. So, and we have one more condition that what is the non-central movement? We know that what is the mu r dash value in terms of di's. We have summation I equals to 1 to n fi into di power r. So in our definitions we have that mu r dash is equals to 1 by n summation fi into di power r. Now we will be using that condition now. So wherever we have 1 by n summation fi di power r, they will be writing mu r dash. Now coming to the mu r value, so here mu r is equals to 1 by n summation here 2c1 will be 2 factorial by 2 minus 1 factorial into 1 factorial. 2 factorial by 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 into 1 factorial is 1 itself. So 2 factorial, how we are getting? 2 into 1. So 2 into 1 is 2 into mu. 2 minus 1 is 1. Mu 1 dash into mu 1 dash plus 2c2 value is always NCN value will be 1. So 2c2 value is also equals to 1. So 1 into mu 2 minus, sorry here 2 r minus 2. So it is 2 minus 2, right? 2 minus 2 means mu naught dash into mu 1 dash whole square. Now mu 2 is equals to mu 2 dash minus 2 into mu 1 dash into mu 1 dash is mu 1 dash whole square plus 1 into mu naught value is also 1 into mu 1 dash square, since mu naught dash is equals to 1. Now 1 into mu 1 dash square is mu 1 dash square. So here mu 2 is equals to mu 2 dash minus 2 plus mu 1 dash whole square is minus mu 1 dash square. So now we got the second central movement also, that is mu 2 equals to mu 2 dash minus mu 1 dash whole square. Now we will find the third movement, that is by putting r equals to 3. Now in the same way, by putting r equals to 3, we will be getting mu 3 equals to mu r dash, that is mu 3 dash minus 3c1 mu 3 minus 1 dash into mu 1 dash plus 3c2 mu 3 minus 2 dash into mu 1 dash square minus 3c3 mu 3 minus 3 dash into mu 1 dash cube. So next terms will be ignored because 3 minus 4 means mu minus 1 dash, which is not possible. So now mu 3 is equals to mu 3 dash minus 3c1. Always remember NC1 value will be n itself, like 2c1 equals to 2, 3c1 equals to will be 3, and 4c1 will be 4, 5c1 will be 5. So NC1, that is 3c1 is 3 into mu 3 minus 1 is mu 2 dash into mu 1 dash plus 3c2. So 3c2 value will be 3 again. You can find out 3c2 value. 3 factorial by 3 minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So that is 3 factorial can be written as 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 3 minus 2 factorial is 1. So 1 into 2 factorial, that is 3 itself. 3 into 1 is 3 only. So 3c2 value is 3 mu 3 minus 2 is 1 dash into mu 1 dash whole square minus 3c3 value is 1 because always NCN value is 1 into minus, sorry, here minus plus 4c4 mu 4 minus 4 dash into mu 1 dash over 4, and the higher order movements will be neglected. Now coming to the simplification, mu 4 equals to mu 4 dash minus, so 4c1 is nc1 value is always n, so 4 mu 4 minus 1 is 3, so mu 3 dash into mu 1 dash plus 4c2 value. So find out 4c2 value. 4c2 equals to 4 factorial by 4 minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. 4 factorial can be written as 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 4 minus 2 is 2 factorial. So that is 2 into 1 into 2 into 1. So here 2 into 1 into 2 into 1 is 2 2s are 4. So 4 and 4 gets cancelled. 3 2s are 6. So 4c2 value is 6 into mu 4 minus 2 is mu 2 dash into mu 1 dash whole square minus 4c3 value is always 4 into mu 4 minus 3 is mu 1 dash into mu 1 dash cube plus 4c4 value is 1 into mu 0 dash into mu 1 dash whole power 4. Even the NCX values you can find out in the calc. So mu 4 is equals to, now mu 4 dash minus 4 into mu 3 dash mu 1 dash plus 6 into mu 2 dash mu 1 dash whole square minus 4 into mu 1 dash into mu 1 dash cube is mu 1 dash power 4 plus 1 into mu 0 value is also 1 into mu 1 dash power 4. Now simplify it. Minus 4 mu 1 dash power 4 plus 4 mu dash power 4 is minus 3 mu 1 dash power 4. So the last movement we got it as mu 4 equals to mu 4 dash minus 4 mu 3 dash mu 1 dash plus 6 mu 2 dash mu 1 dash square minus 3 mu 1 dash power 4. So these are the 4 central movements. So at the end of the theorem we write all the movements. So what is the mu 3 value we got it as? Mu 3 value we got it as mu 3 dash minus 3 mu 2 dash mu 1 dash plus 2 into mu 1 dash cube. Similarly, what is the second movement we got? Mu 2 equals to mu 2 dash minus mu 1 dash whole square, and mu 1 value is 0. So you have to remember all these 4 movements. So keep practicing the theorem, it is very important, and you have to memorize, and you have to, if you follow the procedure, you can remember these formulas easily. So we will be using these formulas in our next classes also to solve the different problems. So in the next class we will continue with the second relationship, that is we are going to find the non-central in terms of central movement.